Before we begin the practical exercise, I just want to talk you through why we're doing it and how we teach it to children. The practical exercise is called the 478. It's called the 478 basically because you inhale for 4 breaths, you hold for 7, and you exhale for 8. And you do this 3 times. And when you do this correctly 3 times, you'll notice an instant calm. When it comes to teaching 3 to 6-year-olds, their lungs are smaller than adult lungs and therefore they can't hold as much air in. So instead of a 4-7-8 routine, you would do a 2-3-4 routine where they're learning to inhale nice and deeply for the count of 2, and then they're holding that for the count of 3, and they're exhaling for the count of 4. And you teach them that they practice this when they're not upset, so that when they are upset, when they really are in the middle of a storm and they're really upset and don't know how to calm down, then they do have a tool to help them calm down, and it's the 2-3-4 technique for them, which is the 4-7-8 technique for an adult. Okay, so when you're ready, just sit up nice and straight in your chair, and we're going to inhale for the count of 4, hold it for the count of 7, and release for the count of 8. So I'm going to count you through that exercise now. When you're ready, just sit up nice and straight in your chair and inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4 and holding for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, holding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, exhaling 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, holding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As a teacher, you need to get quite good at this, because the better you get at practicing the quick calm, the better you'll be at teaching it, and not only will you be better at teaching it, but you'll really believe in its effect, which is very important. It's important that you practice it, you see for yourself that it works, and then you teach it to the children. It's a very short exercise, but it's a very powerful tool for a child to learn when they're not upset, so that when they are upset and they're feeling very over emotional, they can remember through their regular practice of what to do when they are in the middle of a storm, when they're in the middle of an emotional meltdown. So keep practicing throughout the week. Whenever you remember, just keep practicing until you're confident that you're very good at the technique and you feel very capable of teaching it. And of course, practice the mini version, the 2-3-4, that you're going to be teaching to the children. And it's also important to realize that if you practice this technique and you still aren't quite calm enough, then you simply continue with this breathing exercise. And it's also very important that you let children know that too. So if they do use the technique and they haven't calmed down, that they know they just continue with this breathing style. until they reach that calm that they need. Okay, so remember to have a look at the additional support material. There's a slightly different version of the quick calm also included. And there's a very short quiz after this lecture before moving on to the next one.